Good evening, everyone. My name is Roberto Corbin, and today I will be presenting my professional leadership development plan. As a coach and athletic director, I believe leadership is more than just winning games. It's about building relationships, developing character, and creating a culture where coaches and student athletes are challenged to become the best versions of themselves every day. Throughout this presentation, I'll share my vision, my leadership philosophy, and my plan for developing a successful athletic department. Let's begin by looking at the foundation of my leadership. My leadership philosophy is centered on servant leadership, accountability, integrity, discipline, and relationships. One quote that has had a major impact on me and my philosophy comes from the Leadership Challenge, which states leadership is everyone's business, not just one as me as the leader. It starts from me as the head coach and then goes down to my coaches and down to my student athletes. So not only does this remind us that leaders isn't limited titles, but it reminds us that every coach, teacher, and student athlete has the opportunity to positively influence others through their actions. My goal is to create an environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and challenged to grow. That leads directly into my vision for the athletic department. My vision is to build a department to develop champions in character, academics, and competition while preparing students for success beyond sports. While winning is important, but success goes beyond the scoreboard, I want our athletes to graduate with leadership skills, discipline, respect, confidence, and things that will help them grow throughout their lives. Now I like to share where I see this program going within the next 3 to 5 years, or 10 to 15, who knows. So, over the next 10 to 15 years, I will want our athletic department to be recognized for excellence in academics, athletics, and leadership, and also community involvement. I want our coaches who mentor these young people or these student athletes to serve and really help these young athletes develop as human beings. I want our student athletes who serve as positive role models in the classroom that are helping the teachers with cleaning up the classroom and making sure the classroom is correct. And I will build my program so that families feel a part of it and they would love to be a part of it or want to be a part of it. To reach that vision, I need a clear plan. So with that being said, my plan during the first 3 years, my focus will be establishing a strong culture built on communication, accountability, and consistency. While strengthening relationship with coaches, improving communication with parents, and developing leadership opportunities for student athletes, and continuing to improve our athletic department both on and off the field is one of my main priorities within the first 3 years. So developing coaches is just more important as it is developing my athletes. So with that being said, my first priority is investing in our coaching staff. We'll participate in professional developments, leadership trainings, and we will meet regularly to discuss the basics of our job. We will also collab and talk about improvement with our admin. When coaches continue to learn, our athletes benefit as well because they pick up on the leadership traits that they are learning, and our coaches will naturally expose this. Next, let's talk about how we develop our student athletes. I want every student athlete to understand that athletics is more about competition. We'll emphasize character, discipline, responsibility, teamwork, sportsmanship, and community service. Programs like mentorship and leadership development will help prepare student athletes for life after sports. So with this being said, our student athletes will learn how to regulate and act as a normal human being, showing good ethics and also demonstrating leadership in any kind of environment. As academics remain the main priority, academic success comes before athletic success. Student athletes will be held to high academic standards while also learning time management, responsibility, and leadership skills. Success in the classroom creates opportunities beyond athletics, like networking for a job position, or it could also mean coaching someone and you never know where that coaching point may go for that person that you coached. It's about making positive impacts on people who want to do things with their lives. So, as those expectations are reinforced through our code of conduct, Our athletic department will have clear expectations built around respect, integrity, accountability, discipline, and teamwork. It's about that collaboration and leadership skills. Every athlete and coach will understand that character matters just as much as performance. I don't care if we can put up 100 points, but can we act right? That would be my main concern as a leader and as an athletic director. We represent our school at all times, whether that's on the field, in the classroom, in the hallway, outside, or at some Cedar Park or anywhere. These expectations are supported by my leadership philosophy. So, with that being said, I believe transformational leadership is about inspiring others to become better than they thought they could be possible. As a leader, I want to encourage growth. I want to build trust and create relationships where people feel supported while still being held accountable for high standards. Another important lesson comes from the leadership challenge. The second quote, the leadership challenge reminds us that credibility is the foundation of leadership. So as a leader, if I'm able to take that accountability and say I messed up, then it'll trickle down from my coaching staff down onto my student athletes. People follow leaders that they trust. My athletes and coaches need to trust me when I'm wrong and when I'm right. As an athletic director, I must lead by example, communicate honestly, remain consistent, and always act with integrity. These principles guide everything I hope to accomplish as an athletic director and coach. My leadership journey has taught me that success isn't measured by championships. It's measured by the lives that you impact as a leader. And while you're impacting these lives, you're also building relationships and creating a positive culture for these young athletes to come to. Every interaction is an opportunity to teach, encourage, or lead by example. With that being said, student athletes who come back and visit me to say hello, whether they moved on and went to high school or went and played sports in college, that is how I measure my success as a leader and athletic director. Finally, I'd like to conclude my overall vision. In closing, my professional leadership development plan focuses on building an athletic department rooted in relationships, discipline, accountability, integrity, and servant leadership. My goal is to develop coaches who inspire others and student athletes who succeed in academics, athletics, and in life. By remaining committed to these values, I believe we can build a lasting culture of excellence. Thank you for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.